I would have said it on many occasions that I was at the airport when we were expected Hetmyer to come. I was at the airport in Guyana. And I was also disappointed because the general vibes in the airport was that Hetmyer was going to be flying on the same plane with us. So it was a good vibes. So we were disappointed. And I want to give Desmond Haynes credit for his maturity, for looking past that incident. Because it takes real maturity to look past such an incident to select Hetmyer for the T20 World Cup. Earlier, I said to you that Hetmyer's selection is not based on the numbers. Just like how when the golf captain, the Ryder Cup captains are selecting that 11th and 12th players, it is not based on the numbers. Because if it was based on the numbers, there's no doubt that Hetmyer should not be in this squad. Since 2023, West Indies have played 16 T20 internationals. They have won 9 and have lost 6. 7. They have lost 7. They have won 9. Winning 3 series in the process and losing only 1 to Australia, 1-2. They have beat India at home. They have beaten South Africa away. And they have beaten England at home. That in itself is by no mean feat a great performance. The players who have played in those T20 internationals, looking at the batsman number, we see where Powell, who have played in 15, is the leading run scorer with 422 runs. Pooran, 421. He played in all 16 matches. Brandon King, 406. Johnson Charles, 260, playing in only 10, batting 10 times. Kyle Myers played in 13 and made 207 runs. In 6th position is Andre Russell, 214. Shai Hope is 7th. Rutherford is 8th. And Shepherd is 9. Jason Holder is 10th. Although Shimron Hetmyer, as you will see here, Shimron Hetmyer plays 6 of those matches. He still only have scored 105 runs. Now, there's something that I want you to look at, and it's what you call the KPI. KPI means Key Performance Indicator. And for a batsman in T20 cricket, the KPI is his average plus his strike rate, because strike rate is very important in T20 cricket. When we look at those strike rate, those KPI, we see that Andre Russell has a KPI of 232 to be first on that table. When we look at second is Rovman Powell, not Rovman Powell. Yes, Rovman Powell is at second. Johnson Charles is at third. Hetmyer is still not in the top 10. When we look at Hetmyer key performance indicators in those 6 matches that he played for West Indies before he was dropped, it's only 134, and it is greater than 10, because up to Roston Chase KPI is greater than Hetmyer. Gentlemen, I give you these numbers. You see in the IPL, I give you his IPL 2023 statistics there. You can look at it. His IPL 2024 statistics so far, you can look at it. His CPL performance last year, you can look at it. Now, if you go to this IPL this year, you realize that Hetmyer's strike rate of 184.44 is 19th among all the batsmen. Shepherd is 3rd. Rovman Powell is 12th. Russell is 14th. Only Hope and Pooran as West Indies batsmen are below Shimron Hetmyer. Now, you might be asking me now, aren't I making the case for Hetmyer not to be in the team? I am telling you that if you go by the numbers, cannot select Hetmyer. But the captain and the coach have a right. They have a right to go with their gut feelings because they believe that Hetmyer can win matches for them. And you cannot take away that from the coaches and the captain. Just like how in the Ryder Cup, you cannot take from the non-playing captain to select those two players, barring whatsoever statistics. I know that Hetmyer was going to be selected when you hear Desmond Haynes and the coach Darren Sammy speaking about specific role. Gentlemen, over to you. Dwight, I hope you're ready with your point.
I have a different take, Basil. I have a slightly different take. I think Mr. Haynes and the coach sat in the room and they said to themselves, what if we pick this team and we should leave out the likes of Hetmyer and Shamar Joseph? And this team should underperform. What will happen? And somebody said, man, the Caribbean will jump at you guys. Yeah, man. They'll say that you heard from the very start that there's no way that you could leave out a talent like Hetmyer. There's no way that you could leave out an amazing talent like Joseph out of the squad. You have to select these guys in the team or you're going to lose your job. See? And I think that these selections are selections meant to cover their jobs. I think it's that simple because I do not see the logic in the selection. You mentioned something about the IPL and people will look and they'll say, oh, look at that. Hetmyer is averaging 27 in the IPL right now. Oh, that's not too bad. And thing. What I don't understand is that when you look at, it's what? 7 innings. There it is. 7 innings, 83 runs. And he's averaging 27, almost 28. And people will say, that's not too bad. That really works out to a runs per innings of around 12 runs. He's on average contributing around 12 runs every time he goes out there to bat. And all you're seeing is that average is being inflated by some not-out innings. All right? So he's not really impacting games. All right? So I cannot see through this. I understand 100% the idea of looking to match winners. But I still think the idea and the concept of looking for a match winner must be founded in stuff that that player has done and not simply a hope on what you think that player might do at some point in time in the future.
Basil, very passionate there from Dwight. Let's hear from you.
Where I part ways with Dwight is regarding the selected Hetmyer to save their jobs. And I want to point this out to you too, Carlton. I had no thoughts of Hetmyer's shenanigans off the field, whether to be selected or not. As I know, many people I know are very disappointed in them selecting him because of his shenanigans the last time we went to a World Cup with him not making the flight. That was nowhere my thought process. I deal with Hetmyer purely and simple on performance. I don't agree with that what Chato is saying, but I agree with the second part. Because in my view, the selectors are reaching. If you look at Hetmyer's performances, I went back because I came today prepared. I went and looked at his IPL performances, right? And going through them, in the games that they won, 3 of those games, he did not bat, right? In 4 of those games, it was in the first inning. 1 game he made 5 runs, 1 game he made 14, 1 game he made 11. And the only game Hetmyer impacted in winning was that game when he made it 27 and brought the game home. So this notion about Hetmyer being this match winner is an illusion. Now let's go back to last year with Hetmyer again too. Hetmyer, when he came into the team under the other coach, when he came back into the team, right? That was the role he was ascribed to do, the finisher. And going through here, he got strike rates of 112, 183, and one game, the one game when he made the 6-1 at Florida is a game I call padding the stats, because West Indies already lose the game. He was just batting out the inning. We lost that game. We lost 2 of the 4 games that he came in as this finisher. We won 2 of them when he made 10, and one game he made 22, right? One game a strike rate of 100, and next game a strike rate of less than 100, right? So and then when they put him in the middle order role under Sammy, which Sammy said he didn't get the job done. You remember that press conference? He made 1 and 2 with less than, one of them, the strike rate was 25. The other one was 40. 1 run in 4 balls, 2 runs in 5 balls. So that is why I say, you say gut feeling and so on. I say it's sentiments. Sentiments, right? Because there is nowhere in recent memory they could pin their hat on the wall to say Hetmyer has shown he is a match winner. He has never been that for the West Indies at all. So I do not understand where they come from with this.
Basil, I agree with all of those numbers. I showed those numbers. And again, I just want to say, it is not the numbers why they selected Hetmyer. Is that if you are picking a team, the coach and the selector and the captain, they should have, just like how they pluck Marlon Samuels. Well, Marlon Samuels never played any match, so you don't have a record, so maybe that's not a good one. But I just think that they must have the option to have one left field selection, one gut selection. Basil, come on, Basil, man.
No,
They must have that option.
Chato.
No, go ahead, Basil. Go ahead.
Carson, you are admitting to us, because that is what myself and Chato is saying. We are saying we are both saying this selection was based on sentiments. We're not denying that. And in my view, there is no sentiment, because they are here. I am being frank. They are overrating Mr. Hetmyer. Right? I don't understand this love of Hetmyer talent. Hetmyer has been an average player playing T20 cricket for West Indies. This is not me saying this. This is the records. Right? The only format Mr. Hetmyer has ever shown world-class potential is in the ODI format. Nowhere else. Hetmyer has been an overhyped cricketer just because he was the captain of the team winning the World Cup. I just hear the asinine people talking about Hetmyer better than Pooran. He never was ever better than Pooran. It's only because Pooran got into that car accident and almost ended his career, that absence from the game, that Hetmyer came in to fill the breach. But go and look into the 2 of them from youth cricket coming through. Hetmyer? Pooran was the man. So it is always baffling.
Thank you, Basil. Go ahead, please.
Carlton, you're one slick fellow. You are so slick. Carlton comes into the conversation and to totally defang us. He comes and he admits 100% that the pick, when you look at the numbers, don't really add up. He's quick out of the block. He's ahead of me and Basil. And he's agreeing with us from the get-go so as to defang anything that we have to say. And then he says, just like with the Ryder Cup, I believe Designate should get a wild card pick. He got a wild card pick and took it with Shamar Joseph. In my opinion, he took his wild card pick with Shamar Joseph because I can lay just as strong an argument that I don't see the cricket logic in Shamar Joseph being in the team. But Desi's getting greedy now. He's getting greedy and reaching, literally reaching when you come on for Hetmyer. And Basil says he doesn't agree that it's a cover your job move kind of thing. Basil, when you look at everything and it doesn't add up in any other way, the only answer that you can find is that it's a political move to cover your job so that when the cries come out, you can say, hey, this was the best team. This is what Desi has to show. Desi has to show that he gave us the best chance with the best team going to the World Cup. And he thinks that there's a section of the Caribbean that's in love with Hetmyer. They're infatuated with Hetmyer. And he's giving them that. Now, the next thing is a very brilliant point that Basil made earlier. What about the openers? Are you saying that you're picking players for roles and you only have 2 openers going for this tournament? If you're looking to go deep, as you have said that you are doing, you're looking to win maybe around 7 games. And you're saying, come hell or high water, you're sticking with King, who you know is coming off of an injury, and you're sticking with Charles as your 2 openers. And no matter what they show, no matter what their form is, you don't have another person who can play that role. I hear people telling me about using Shai Hope as an opener. Shai Hope? T20 Cricket? What is wrong with you guys, man? I don't understand what's happening. And this is the dilemma. This is the contradiction that I'm seeing, and it just doesn't add up to me. So, yes, Basil, I know you might not agree, but when I see the level of illogic that I'm looking at right here, my only answer can be the man must be making some type of a political pick to save his job later on, or to say I did my best, because I don't think that this is a match winner that he's picking.